And we're rolling. We've started, and we're back with another review for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, starring Chris Pratt and Childish Gambino, Charlie Day, and Brie Larson, and Jack Black, and Anna. Is it Joy Taylor or Taylor Joy?
It's Taylor Joy, and it looks like it might be. Is it pronounced Anya? I've always heard it
probably.
Anna, but there's a Y in there.
Yeah, I would assume it's
So.
Anya then. Well,
also, we have our first ever guest.
Yeah, and
show.
If you're watching the video podcast, I drew that picture in the middle of the screen. A little picture with Psyduck drowning in a waterfall. Well, welcome Chandler to the show.
I'm quite partial to it. Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah. Glad to be here. Talking about Mario Galaxy movie with y'all.
All right. Well, as you can see, today's episode is a very special one. We got a sequel to the Mario movie by Illumination. Can I get a yippee?
Yippee!
Nathan, are you going to say yippee?
I'm going to hold out this time.
You're going to hold out.
Oh.
I'm going to let Chandler have the yippee.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Well, I'm looking up who the inventors of the film camera were, because someone told me like years ago that the Lumiere brothers or something like that. They were French. There's a movie. Yeah, it is the Lumiere brothers. Apparently, they started the company that became Illumination. Just a fun little fact. Also, there's a movie.
More you know.
Was it Hugo that they're technically cameoed in much after their death? But yeah, interesting little tidbit about that. They're not only a Minion company. So, we've all seen the movie.
I was just going to say, when we were there at the movie theater, we saw another trailer for yet another Minions
Dude,
movie.
I actually might go see that one, though. We might get a review on that one.
I mean,
it looked pretty interesting. Like, I'm not going to lie, it looked kind of fun. Until the toilet joke at the end.
Draining the Minion well.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That cash cow is getting milk dry.
I don't know, though. It's looking like it's, like, recuperating. It looks like it is, like, plentiful. Like, there's so much milk, they're going to have to start doing advertisements on TV and, like, putting it in schools so they can get rid of milk and start paying farmers more.
And turning it into cheese and hiding in caves and remote locations. Yeah.
Minion-shaped caves.
With minion-shaped cheese.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, Minions are yellow, so I mean, I would honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, be surprised if someone hasn't made Minion cheese. Like,
oh, I have.
As a marketing thing. Not cheese made out of Minions, but...
Oh, I've done both. I've done both.
But
it's an acquired taste.
Kind of like goat cheese.
Goats are weird. I don't like their eyes.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know if I've had goat cheese. Just
one time, a goat showed up at our elementary school. Well, they brought it. It was part of a petting zoo thing.
No, I like the narrative where it just showed up better.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, you can milk a goat," and I was like, "There's no way. There's no way that's
I think I'll pass.
Ethical." You can make soap out of goat's milk.
It sounded like you were going to say you can make soap out of goats, which you probably can.
You probably could.
Actually.
They used to make glue out of horses.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Gelatin.
Sure there are soaps made out of animal product. Bones.
Pig fat, mostly.
Yeah, gubbins.
Fat. All that.
Our British viewers will know that one. It's a nice little Easter egg for the British. They love gubbins. Well, how's everyone doing this week?
Doing great.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing that you've had to eat this week? And your favorite thing you've smelled this week?
Favorite thing I've eaten this week, hands down, poppy seed chicken.
Dude, Neil's poppy seed chicken?
No, just had it at home.
Wild.
It was fantastic. Favorite thing I've smelled this week was cinnamon toast. So,
dude, I had cinnamon toast this week too. Chandler, what about?
I didn't even have it.
You didn't even have it? You just were sniffing it like a freak?
Yeah, I mean, just holding the bag close. And
you had a bag full of cinnamon toast?
No, someone else in the
suffering
household
from
was
success.
eating the cinnamon
My
toast.
lobster's too buttery. My cinnamon toast is too cinnamony. Man. That sounds divine.
Just suffering from success.
Really is.
Yeah,
I'm just suffering, if I'm being honest. Chandler, what's your favorite thing you've tasted this week and your favorite thing you've smelled?
Favorite thing I've tasted, I would say, is probably these breakfast waffles that we get sometimes with our meal prep plan. They're really good. They got like chocolate chips and sugar crystals inside of them as like syrup substitute. They're good.
Awesome.
They're tasty. And then favorite smell, I don't know. We've had some pretty decent rain today, so that fresh, just right after rain smell.
Do you know not everyone can smell the moisture in the air?
Yeah, no, it's a weird hereditary thing.
Yeah,
what I recall.
I'm glad I have that because it's a special experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, that's wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah, not 50% of people have an inner monologue. Just remember that when you're driving on the road.
Wait, you're saying
definitely me when I'm driving?
Only 50% of people have an inner monologue?
Yeah. Yes.
So there are 50% of people who are there's just nothing going on in there.
Yeah.
That's are you joking?
The lights aren't even on and no one's
not even joking.
Home.
I wish I was joking.
I can't even fathom what life would be like that.
Like you wouldn't be able to fathom it because you wouldn't have an inner monologue.
Dude. That's wild.
I bet I'd get a lot more done
constantly.
I'd probably be a lot happier. There's a lot of joy that comes from ignorance. Well,
fact.
Anyways, the Mario Galaxy movie.
Mario Galaxy movie.
If you aren't privy to
Super Mario Galaxy.
Shigeru Miyamoto himself has been getting into the film industry. This is our second entry, the first entry in the Super Mario movie franchise. Was back in, was it 86, 87, something like that? We had that nasty live action movie.
87 or 88, yeah, with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And
yep. Super Mario Bros. The movie.
Scared them out of doing anything related to movies.
I've never seen that.
Over 20 years. I rented it from Blockbuster when I was younger, and it was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I remember like anytime you went to the video store to rent one, it
was always there.
Right there in your face.
Man.
And I still never rented it.
Did you ever see The Wizard?
That was the one with the power glove and everything.
Yeah, the one where they announced Mario 3. It's like they made The Wizard, then they made the Mario movie, and then there was nothing until a long time later, other than some like animated features.
I mean, not directly followed up, but wasn't it followed by a Street Fighter movie and a Mortal Kombat movie, or were those first?
Mortal Kombat's NetherRealm. Street Fighter movie. When did that come out? Not the new one. New one looks goofy.
Yeah, I have opinions about that as well, but
we can talk about that at the end. 95 was or 94. was the Street Fighter live action movie. So it actually came out later, but that's also Capcom.
Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't a direct follow-up per se, but it was one of the last few attempts at video game movies.
Have you seen the animated Street Fighter movies from around that time? Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter 2?
No, but I've heard about Street Fighter Alpha.
Good. Those movies are actually really good. About what you'd expect from that kind of thing.
The real question, though, is, are any of them as good as the Speed Racer movie?
Oh, it's really tough. It's a Speed Racer movie's up there with, like,
I mean,
Citizen Kane is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, the Maltese Falcon,
man,
you know, then probably the Speed Racer movie.
Yeah.
Followed closely by The Godfather.
And Angry Birds 2.
Yeah, we talked about Speed Racer movie on here before.
Yeah.
It was a fun time, but it was terrible. It was one of those so bad it was funny things.
Yeah, you definitely don't go into that expecting to enjoy it for the plot.
Me, I just don't go into that.
Oh no, come on, dude. You've seen it like 3 times.
Dude. I actually have seen it far more than 3 times, unfortunately.
3 times, yeah.
Probably in the tens of times.
Dude.
Man.
Well, talking about like criticisms, okay, so, and this is no surprise, this happened with the last Mario movie. But before we got on here, I was just looking online just to see what people were saying. And people are so, which I mean, terminally online people are so angry about this movie. And it's just mind-blowing to me, like, a movie can be this successful and generally people like it and it be fun and everything.
Right.
And then there's just people who are just like furious about it. And not like there was some horrific thing in it or something. Just, I don't know. I think there's just a lot of people out there who just want to be mad and want to hate things. And they can't just enjoy a fun movie.
It surprised me to see that, ratings mean nothing. But the first movie has higher ratings. It has a 7 out of 10 instead of a 6 out of 10, 59% instead of 42. So it's very shocking to me.
That discussion back then was, oh, the critics don't like this, but everyone else does.
Yeah.
And now it's like, or so, or whatever, but.
Yeah,
discourse has definitely been contentious with this one, to say the least. Because I've seen lots of people just really enjoying it, really liking it, and then I've seen even more, like you said, Nathan, just absolutely tearing into it.
And I wonder if part of that, I don't know, like, are people taking it too seriously? Because this movie is very fun. It's a family movie, but, adults can enjoy it too. Like, and you don't necessarily have to know anything about Mario. They really, you just take it and run. They take that universe. This one I feel like had more of a story and more driven elements of individual exploration between groups of characters than the previous one. It wasn't just cameo after cameo,
Yeah. I feel like a lot of it, at least as far as I can discern, comes down to just expectations, I guess. Like, if you're going into this expecting it to be, the next Citizen Kane, like we said, or the next Godfather or whatever,
then you're going to be disappointed.
You're probably going to be disappointed.
It's a great movie.
Or if you're expecting it to be a one-to-one recreation of Galaxy or Galaxy 2, where the namesake came from, you're also probably going to be disappointed because they're just not going to go that limited in scope with things. But if you go in expecting it to be, a fun little adventure where you watch a bunch of silly little characters go off on a grand journey, then, you're probably going to have a pretty good time with it. You're probably going to enjoy it.
This is the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure of video game movies.
Yeah, and I feel like what we've seen from the first 2 is just like unapologetically, hey, this is just a fun movie. And this is just a silly movie. And it just like, not everything has to be perfect or like a direct, adaptation of a game, like you were saying. And that was some of the stuff I had seen online was, it's not the game. And I'm like, okay, well, they didn't say
They're
it was
wishing
the
it did
game.
more.
And
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, and I've only seen each of them once, and it's been a while since I've seen the first one. I remember kind of liking the first one a little bit better than this one, and maybe laughing a few more times than I did in this one. But I've both of them I kind of just walked away with, yeah, that was fun, and I think they do a really good job with what it is. It's clearly intended for kids, but also made that parents can go see it with kids. And I think they do a really good job with it. One of the things that I noticed this time that I really liked was I think they make it look really good. I mean,
Yeah,
for
it's
Oh,
very
yeah.
pretty. The colors, the
Yeah, the art direction is just phenomenal. Like,
yeah.
that's one of the things Illumination really gets right across anything they work on is just making it look spectacular.
they also like to show off. Like, I noticed in this movie something that caught my attention every time was whenever they're at Planet Bowser or whatever.
Mm.
There's so many things happening in the background and characters
Oh,
moving
yeah.
independently, doing tasks like a Koopa like hammering something or like a roller coaster moving, and they're all happening at the same time. And it's not even the focus of the scene. It's very
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, I like how many background and minute references there are that, I'm not like a huge Mario person, but, if you've ever played different Nintendo games or Super Smash Brothers or Mario games, there'll be several times in either one of these movies that even if it's not like a direct in your face cameo or whatever, you'll see some nod or some reference to something that I think they do a really good job with that and making it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to that end, I think too, the first movie was definitely a lot more focused on like general Nintendo properties or things that are kind of tangentially related to Mario as far as the cameos were concerned. Because you had Duck Hunt packaged with the original Super Mario Bros. You had a Punch Out with the pizzeria. That Mario appeared in that as a ref. Like you had a lot of references from across Nintendo's history. But then in this one, it was more so concentrated not just on Mario's specific history and the greater Mario universe, but more so
Galaxy.
recent history with games like, yeah, the greater Mario Galaxy. I was trying not to shoehorn that one in, but you got it. But they did focus a lot more on the more recent stuff, not just Galaxy and Galaxy 2, but Odyssey, Super Mario Wonder, a little bit of uh, the
There was some World
Sunshine.
too.
Yeah, Sunshine
Oh yeah,
reference.
Sunshine for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um Also, I don't know. Like it's just very. It just felt a lot more tasteful. It wasn't just this thing happened because this thing happened. It seemed like there was actually like a journey to go down and a plot established from the beginning. And I don't know. Do you guys? I think I can do like a summary of each part, and then maybe we can talk about each like main part of the movie. There's major spoilers in this. So if you've somehow gotten this far and you haven't seen the movie and you plan to see the movie, please, please come back later. Don't just don't. So we start the movie and Rosalina's reading to some Lumas at the Comet Observatory. And a robot shows up and takes
Megalith,
her,
yeah.
and we see that Bowser Jr.'s inside of it. And what's the little guy? The blue wizard dudes.
Kamek or Magikuba.
Yes.
I think he's specifically Kamek in this movie, though.
So um they take Rosalina for an unknown reason. At first, we find out later. And I'm even gonna bundle this in that the Lumas were all excited because Rosalina reads them stories about Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Donkey Kong. And then we see Mario and Luigi for the first time driving through the desert, Excite Bike style. They get to what is that town from Odyssey technically? Because the upside down pyramids, I thought I recognized those from 64 and the desert.
Yeah, that's the Sand Kingdom from Mario Odyssey,
Okay.
Toasterina, and the little people are called Toasterinans.
Gotcha. What's the Easter Island guy that's waddling around?
Moai.
Moai.
Like that's actually the character's name is
That's
Moai.
hilarious. So they get here because there's a plumbing issue, and of course Mario and Luigi, being plumbers, have to solve it. And what's blocking the pipes is a Yoshi, and Yoshi then goes on the quest with them. So this is our kind of opening to the movie. What'd you guys think for this introduction?
I thought it was good, and I like the kind of felt like I was playing Mario Kart when they were doing the dirt bikes to check out the plumbing issue. And what are those little bendy cactus things called?
Oh, the ball
Bendy.
ones. You know the ones that you have to like lick up the balls, Yoshi. Like they're stacked up.
Oh, the Pokies. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I just remember like I played Mario Kart Double Dash like all the time.
Yes.
And I remember hating those things, and I was like, oh man, there they are.
Oh, also
But
something I remember from when I was younger with them. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, Chandler, but on Mario World Super Nintendo, which I played first before Mario Advance 4, like the port to the Game Boy Advance, Pokies were at the end of the first water level before you can go through the warp pipe to exit the level. But for some reason in Mario Advance, they're not present. Do you recall that?
I think I know the level you're talking about. It was
Because it seemed very odd
the
that
first
those
water
were
level of the
missing.
first world, and I think you might be misremembering it slightly, either that or I am, because I do remember there being a secret area in that level, or like a pipe
That's what
you
it
could take
was.
to a
Yeah, that's
secondary
what it is.
area where they had Pokies and stuff that you could eat with Yoshi if you had a Yoshi up to
Yes.
that point, or attack with whatever power up you had. And then you went back into the main course of the level and finished it out from there. I don't recall there being Pokies throughout the main course of the level, but I could have forgotten.
No, I think that's spot on. Because it seemed like it was kind of a different area, but
Yeah,
they were
a little
always
bit out of the
really
way for sure.
frustrating to get over, because I never really had a
Mhm.
Yoshi at that point.
Yeah, and they were always the tall Pokies too, like
Yes.
the 4 or 5 stacks.
Yes.
I got
Climbing
another
down a hill.
point about the intro, and I might as well bring it up
Yeah.
here. Just be the best place
Yeah,
to say it.
go for it.
So Brie Larson is a very much maligned actress. There's a lot of opinions about her in different movies and stuff like that. I didn't even notice that it was her while I was watching the movie voicing her.
Yeah.
I thought she did a really good job
Yeah,
with her voice acting in
think so
this
too.
movie. And I
Yeah.
like
definitely fit the
really,
character.
yeah, the very motherly kind of voice. So I thought she did a really good. Maybe she needs
This is
to focus on voice acting.
Well, she does
Which is super cool.
sometimes.
Sorry, go
This
ahead.
is a controversial take, but I really actually like a lot of things she's in. I didn't hate Captain Marvel like other people do. She's in Scott Pilgrim. She plays Envy, and in the cartoon, it's not a sequel. It's like a retelling where something different happens. It's like an alternate timeline thing. She
New Game
she
Plus, if you prefer.
reprises her voice in that too, and she does a really good job. So I've always thought that she did a good job with things she's in,
Yeah.
but people get a little upset.
Plus, she has a pretty long-standing. Well, I say pretty long-standing, but she has a history with Nintendo as well
Yeah.
because she's been in several of their commercials and things over the years. So
She also,
nice
since
to see that.
before Nintendo's like movie presence as of late, she's always wanted to play Samus in a Nintendo movie of some kind.
Yeah, I could definitely see her filling that role, but as far as this movie goes, I mean, Rosalina's as good a casting for her as any for sure.
Yeah.
I will say I with this cold open or with the opening, I appreciated it being a cold open, kind of in the same vein as the first movie. Like we started you on a cold open in the Super Mario Bros. Movie that came before this, so now we're gonna start you in a essentially similar cold open with this one, except now it shift to where instead of Bowser attacking the Penguin Kingdom, it's Bowser Jr. attacking the Comet Observatory. I
Yeah.
thought that was a nice little bit of parallelism.
Yeah, I liked the opening a lot. It really like big set
Mhm.
the stakes and really
And the
quickly.
Rosalina power scaling too.
Yeah, dude. Which I gotta be honest, I don't know that much about Mario stuff. You guys know 1,000 times more about Mario than I do. I didn't even know who she was. I had just seen her
What?
before, and
Wow.
so I was like, man, this lady's serious. Like she had some really, she was very powerful. So I thought I really liked her character in it.
The surprising thing is she doesn't even do half of that stuff in Galaxy or Galaxy 2. Like she's a pretty static character in both of those games. So to see her really get that extra little bit of characterization and that extra little bit of insight into what she can actually do as Mother of the Stars, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I thought that was a very I don't know, tasteful opening. You see some different characters. You get the parallelism, like you said, and I didn't even really notice that before. It's not something. It's been so long since I saw the first movie. I saw it in theaters and then just did not see it again.
Mhm.
Maybe twice. I think I saw it in theaters twice, same as this one. And yeah, that is a good point you bring up. Um,
Yeah. I will say too as well, going a bit further into that opening, of course we mentioned all of the Excite Bike Mario Kart stuff, but I like how they just right out the gate finally said, "All right, y'all wanted Fire Mario and Fire Luigi? Here you go."
Yeah.
And they went straight into it, just right off the bat.
yeah, and also this is a great showcase. This is the first time we hear a little trill of the underground music, and one thing this movie does very well with is in its music cameos, it doesn't make them overwhelmingly um I don't know, front and center. Like you hear a little
They're
trill,
very
you
subtle.
hear a little ditty, and then it goes into an arrangement. They
Yeah.
recontextualize it. And it's always like super subtle, like you're saying. Whether it's this one or we hear something for like Star Fox
Mhm.
later on. Like it's always a nice little surprise.
Yeah, Brian Tyler does excellent job with the composing for this movie. I actually have the cinematic soundtrack saved on Spotify, which if you're interested in that, definitely go check it out for both Galaxy and the first movie.
Mm.
Very, very good compositions, just all the way through.
Yeah, I loved how they did the music. Like you said, Will, I love, I love that they are nodding to all these things. They're not just not doing it.
Or just
And
playing
like
the whole thing outright, like some movies
when
do.
they
Mhm.
when they nod to it, it made me smile, and then they move on from it instead of just like, here, let's play the whole song the whole time they're in the underground or what.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I thought they handled it really well. And like you said, Chandler, the music was really good in this.
Mhm.
I also want to point out the power scaling on Yoshi in this scene. He is so incredibly fast and
He's
was
also
able to.
canonically a predator, by the way, because his eyes glow in the dark.
Oh
Just
yeah,
putting that
Mm.
out there.
that's true. Um, but they aren't on the side of his head, are they?
Um,
Yeah, actually, yes, they
I don't
are.
know. What do you qualify that part of his head?
the whole top of it. He kind of has like Mr. Krabs eyes going on.
Yeah, a little bit.
Those are his eyes sticking off his skull. That's disturbing. There's a lot of little funny things here, like Luigi getting scared and
Yeah,
tripping with
which
the fireball.
I really want to talk about that specifically, but I also don't want to spoil too much for later. I will say,
Oh, everyone here's already
both
seen the movie, Chandler. It's okay.
true, but for the audience sake,
Yeah.
um, I I find it very interesting if you go back and look at both this movie and the first movie, is they really like to use Luigi at the beginning of the movie as a foreshadowing device for things later in the movie.
Hmm.
Because in the first movie, um, the whole pipe repair scene that kind of starts them off on their adventure in the New York apartment where they're dealing with the dog. Luigi has a moment in there where he's using a mirror to push back a stream of water. And then, of course, later in the movie, in the final climactic battle with Bowser, he uses a sewer cover to push back Bowser's fire long
Oh,
enough for him and
that's
Mario
so
to
cool.
collect the star. Yeah. Shout out to Game Explain for pointing that one out. I didn't notice it the first time, but I really appreciate it. And then now going into this movie, I was looking into and kind of watching out for things like that a little bit more. And to avoid spoiling things too much, in that specific moment where Luigi gets scared of the buzzy beetles and he starts chucking fireballs at them, he says a very specific line, which is, "I am scared. I am scared. People don't change." And I'll revisit that later.
Mm. Yeah, that is a good point out. I see where you're going with this.
Hmm.
Um, is there anything?
Chandler's really elevating
He really is.
our review process.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Chandler views every movie like it's a Scorsese film. Um, Also, we get to see a showcase of Chris Pratt's revised Mario voice and Charlie Day as well for Luigi. They have a
Mhm.
bit more of a New York Italian accent going on. And I appreciate that subtlety where they still have the same voice, but like they lean into it a bit more and it's more convincing.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah, they
Yoshi can drive a
definitely.
motorcycle.
Yeah, and is wanted for several crimes in the
Oh,
state of New
dude,
York.
I forgot totally
Yeah.
about that sequence. That was one of the funniest parts of the movie, where he's like waddling through New York.
Yeah.
And like no one's even like reacting that
Yeah, he's
he's
just a
in New
dinosaur.
York.
But to be fair, we also see like Donkey Kong swinging around. Like there's crazy things that people saw from the first breach, I'll call it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good name for it.
Man, and that's how isn't that how Yoshi eh, or not Yoshi, that's kind of how Peach, we'll see later, gets into the Mushroom Kingdom. In a similar manner through warp
Yeah,
pipes.
fairly similar, I would say, yeah.
So that's kind of nifty. So moving on from that, Mario and Luigi, uh, had their big win from the last movie, and Bowser's still shrunk, and he's in a little castle inside Peach's castle, and he wants to see Peach, he wants to grow big again, and Mario has a severe distrust for him because he is.
Hold up, pause. You're skipping a little bit ahead here
Okay. Peach's
because
birthday.
Peach's birthday. Yes,
Yes.
correct.
Right, right,
They have to
right.
go back from Toast Arena, get themselves cleaned up for the party, and
We
I'll
have
let
this
you continue from
nice
there.
little cleanup / dance montage. You see that Mario has a gift for Peach, and Luigi and Yoshi kind of give him a hard time for that. Um, they're like, "Oh, do you like her?" And Mario's like, "No, no, she's just my friend." And so they go to the party. We see the penguins dancing there. We see Toad and Toad and Toad all
Mm.
having a good time. And then Mario has this kind of quiet moment on the rooftop of the castle where he gives Peach the present. And it's the parasol that she has. And we see this meteor shower overhead. Um And right before this, we have this cutaway where, again, Rosalina is captured along with one of her Lumas. Does that one have a name, by the way?
I don't know that any of them really have a name, to
Okay.
be honest.
The primary Luma that we usually see is the one,
Yeah,
assumingly
the yellow Luma.
yellow Luma. And for a brief moment, um, I keep wanting to call Rosalina Lusamine. Rosalina breaks away and lets the Luma go and tells the Luma to find Peach, Mario, and Luigi. And so that's exactly what the Luma does. Rosalina's captured again, and then the Luma makes its way there in this meteor shower. And they bring it inside, and it's like, hey, you gotta help
Mama
Mama
Rosalina.
Rosalina, yeah. And they're like, okay, well, that sounds crazy. And the toads, is that their species name? Toadstools?
Yeah.
They don't like the idea of Peach having to leave to go on an adventure. They are very dependent on her, and so she sneaks away in the middle of the night with the primary toad that we know. And they canonically kill the Luma and boost off to the Gateway Galaxy to try to find Rosalina. Meanwhile, Mario and Luigi have to keep the kingdom locked down, and they have a little montage of them, fulfilling their duties while the princess is away, and it becomes a funny little thing. I think from there we can talk about some of the things that have happened.
Yeah. That's a pretty good stopping point,
Yeah,
or not
there's a
pausing point, I would
big
say.
thing that happens right after that.
Mhm. Yeah. I guess first and foremost, just starting back at the start of that segment with the whole cleanup montage. Shout out to Charles Martinet there, because when Luigi and Yoshi are giving Mario a hard time, they do uh, a little segment of "That's Amore," and of course, Charles Martinet, one of his famous things is his floating Mario head performance of "That's Amore"
Oh,
from
dude.
back in the Mario 64 days.
Man, from the E3 presentation?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So shout out Charles Martinet there.
Yes.
Really appreciated that reference.
I really liked that scene of them getting ready for the party. I thought it was super
Yeah.
funny.
Sunshine reference in the closet as well with the
Oh, the outfit. Mario's
outfit. Yeah, the little tropical short shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the song choices for this were excellent. Like anytime there was just like an actual song put in the movie, I feel like it really aided to the scene.
Yeah. Which, to that end as well, I'd also like to make mention that in this movie, they took a lot of the feedback from the first movie that people had, specifically about the soundtrack, and it seemed to me like they really cut back on all of the licensed first party music from like Universal's uh,
Yeah.
records and backlogs. Like a lot of it was original compositions this time around,
I
and
will
they all worked very well.
I want to point something out though. There were a lot of universal sound effects. Like
Hmm.
later on, we hear a T-Rex that has the Jurassic Park rendition of a T-Rex roar.
Yeah.
So I do like how they sprinkled things in without making licensed music so egregious.
Mhm.
Nathan, what did you think of this party scene and the getting ready?
Yeah, I thought that was fun. It was one of the funnier, like, lighthearted scenes that I think they do really good with that kind of stuff. And just like you were saying, Chandler, it's just I'm so impressed at how many little nods and references there are in this
Yeah.
movie, and they do such a good job with that. And so, yeah, I thought this was a pretty fun, transition scene to, and of course, you know, of course, we all know Mario has a crush on Peach, so it's
Mhm.
just but, so, yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Sets
which,
up the, Chekhov's gun for later too with the whole parasol thing.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
A really nice way of bringing that in.
yeah. Instead of her just materializing one,
Mhm.
um, I thought it was hilarious how when Peach left the castle and left a note for Mario, it appeared like the note that Peach had for
Mario
Mario and Mario
64.
64 on screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was it's so funny.
Yeah, and it
Um,
was really, really well done too, because
yes,
they pretty much matched it shot for shot.
yeah. Dear Mario, man, I love that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just picking up the nuances from something that's super video gamey and making it
Mhm.
fit in the context of the scene in the movie. Um,
Yeah.
and another thing that we kind of see from that vein is Mario and Luigi trying to save the kingdom while Peach is away. They're on an
Mhm.
overworld map similar to, a 3D Mario game, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
Mario
Mario
World
Advance
references.
a la Mario World, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of fun parts that come out of that. We see them powering up, we see them throwing or going up to the Hammer Brothers and saving a toad.
Mario
Oh,
freestyle,
yeah,
yeah.
that I loved that.
Yeah, that was a good one. They're incredibly fast for some reason.
Great music sting there too with the Hammer Bros battle theme, just reorchestrated.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I love, like and there's a scene I'll talk about later, but I love the times when they do things like that with the Super Mario World map or the Hammer Brothers. They do it in such a cool way where it's like, "Oh, this is from the video game, but we're putting it in movie format." I just love how they do that. I
And
think it's really good.
it makes the world feel very lived in too. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you see all these tiny little things happening and they're interacting with things that aren't as big as the plot of the movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Just all of the little things that keep the kingdom running from the day to day.
Yeah,
And
like
to your point, Nathan, with just translating things from games to movies, it's especially worth pointing out that they're doing a lot of that stuff based off of the very two-dimensionally structured games, the original Mario Bros, Mario 3, Mario World, stuff like that, taking that from that 2D environment and converting it into the living, breathing 3D world, like
Yeah.
Will said, is very impressive.
Yeah, they have who all the people involved with these movies, like, I'm just so impressed. I mean, you can debate whether or not, plot-wise and all that stuff, if it's a great movie or not, but, like, the production of these movies is so good and just so I appreciate the labor of love that I think these movies are.
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with you there for sure. As I wanted to mention this earlier, now's a good time as well, but, like, just going back to our initial reviews, not every movie has to be a best picture contender or
Mm.
the next cultural touchstone to be an entertaining movie.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
one of
most
those
movies
movies
should
that
just be fun.
parents will put
Yeah,
on for their kid hundreds of times, right?
yeah,
You'll see this movie on one of the options on a flight, and you
yeah,
might be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this movie. This was funny," but it's not gonna be something you watch all the time. It's not gonna be an every year rewatch kind of thing.
yeah. It may not have a lot of cultural significance, but it has plenty of entertainment value.
Yes. Yeah, and I feel like it really accomplishes its goal. Like it's not trying to be the video game. The video game's already a thing.
Yeah,
I think having this nice little supplement is it's a good thing.
yeah. Kind of just recontextualizes the worlds that you've seen, experienced over the years through various Mario games into this, again, to keep going back to what you said, Will, this new living, breathing, lived in world that could exist in a fantasy.
Right. an amazing fantasy.
Absolutely. Speaking of recontextualizing, I wanted to go back to one specific thing you mentioned in the synopsis of this part was the canonical killing of the Luma.
Yeah, just
You
nonchalantly.
just drop that in there. Like if you were a listener and you hadn't
Yeah.
seen it, didn't know what he's talking about, you'd be like, they murdered the star.
To put a little bit of context to that, though, the Luma turned itself into a sling star, which Peach and Toad use to travel through space to the Gateway Galaxy. Though canonically in Mario Galaxy, when that happens, that's technically the Lumas sacrificing themselves to become those sling stars or galaxies or whatever they turn into. So, yes, your assessment is technically correct. The Luma that
It can
Luma
no
did
longer
in fact
turn
happen.
animate once again.
Correct.
So there's that.
Moment of silence for the Luma.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Silence. We have show to talk about. Also, we get another little Captain Toad tidbit here. He has his backpack and all his gear. Not as intense packing as in the last one with the helmet and everything, but you know, he still has his handy dandy bag full of all his gear to go on his adventure with Peach.
Yeah.
And then we
Still never gave
transition.
him this headlamp though, which is a
Yeah,
little
that is
disappointing
odd.
with it being galaxy themed and everything, but I digress. Please continue.
So the next part, we get into Mario and Luigi have finished their duties to the Mushroom Kingdom, and an earthquake starts. And we
Well, one of their
see
last shoots was their visit to Bowser and his little castle, like you mentioned.
right. I got that out of order. So Bowser's still in the castle, and he wants out. Mario has a distrust for him. Bowser's been painting and making soup. And there was supposed to be a song here by Jack Black that didn't make the movie for some reason. I don't know if you've heard it on YouTube, Chandler.
Yeah, the Ballad of Mario, I
Yes.
believe.
Yep. And it's pretty
I think they
good.
did it on The Tonight Show too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I
I
believe so.
wonder why it didn't make it to the movie.
Yeah, that was really like when the movie was over and there was no Jack Black song. I was just like,
Yeah.
what? Like every time
was-
you see Jack Black in one of these types of movies, like there's a song, and I was like, almost felt like I got cheated out of a Jack Black song.
Yeah.
And I feel
It was
like
really
it
weird
sold
'cause
it
they
for a
even
lot
had,
of
like,
people on the first one too. Like it was
Yeah.
very profitable.
And that's what I was fixing to say is they definitely recognized that too, because a little bit later on they had that little subtle leitmotif of Peaches play in the background when Bowser's talking about a few things.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Man,
So like
missed
they
opportunity.
they knew that Jack Black singing in these movies was popular, but for whatever reason they didn't let him go off in this one.
That's tragic. Yeah, but that's
Then
pretty.
the
Earthquake happens. Earthquake, and ray of green light shines
Green
upon
Lantern
them.
makes it
Green Lantern
sure.
tries to kill them all. It's really sad. It's Guy Gardner, and he
Ugh.
shows up, and he's just the worst. No, but there's a UFO overhead that picks up Peach's castle, and they're evacuating all the Toads. And Mario, Luigi, and Yobby don't make it out in time. Oh no. So the castle lifts up into the sky, and then Bowser Jr. shows up trying to break his father out of the little castle. This is our first time seeing Bowser Jr. fighting, and he's using his brush, armors himself up, and then uses the brush to make tools out of paint. I don't know what canonically that is. Didn't you say, Chandler, is it from Wonder, or is it from...
his specific transformation, yes, is
I
from
didn't even know he was
Wonder.
in Wonder.
The paintbrush is a bit of an extension of that, although it doesn't appear in Wonder. But
Gotcha.
yes, his transformation is one of his wonder transformations.
Okay. So we get this fight. He's obviously much stronger and has honed his skills much more than Mario and Luigi and Yoshi combined for some reason. And Yoshi almost has him. And then we see the robot break through the ceiling. Little wizard guy is trying to save Bowser Jr. And then
Hammock.
Yoshi eats him, puts him in an egg, and then the thing starts flying up into the UFO. Bowser Jr. jumps into it, and then they barely escape before it crashes into the UFO. And it causes the tractor beam to let loose. And Peach's castle starts plummeting to a planet below, along with Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and presumably Bowser. So this next little segment, they're running away from the castle as it's falling, and they all make it out, and then we see Tiny Bowser trying to get away. And this is one of those little moments where they're trying to build character for Bowser. He's, they catch him and they're like, dude, you can't do that. It's funny because one thing to note, Bowser really likes Luigi, but he really doesn't like Mario. Like, he has these little chummy things going on with him. He doesn't really care at all what Yoshi's doing, but he seems to be good friends with Luigi. They have a soup and book club together, so that's a thing. And they start walking. They're trying to find a way to get off the planet that they're on now. Is it a different planet or just a different area of the Mushroom Kingdom?
Different planet.
Different planet.
It's loosely based on the Honey Hive Galaxy from Mario Galaxy.
You see, I didn't get that far. I'm LARPing. I didn't play that whole game. It made me nauseous.
Fair.
I need to get back around to it.
One part of the movie where I don't know if I just missed something or whatever, but that was a little bit confusing to me. Like, I thought they dropped back onto the same planet.
Yeah, same.
But then it was clear as the movie went that it wasn't supposed to be the same planet. So I must have missed something, or something wasn't clear in the movie, but it felt like they just dropped on the same planet, but then they didn't. So
I wonder if there
that
was
was
some
one
cut
of the
footage there.
It's possible. It's definitely one of those things in the final cut, though, that's not very well explained beyond a passing comment of, well, we're on a new planet and now we got to get out of here.
Yeah. And, as they're going, Bowser wants Mario to punch him so he can grow again, because the blue mushroom is what shrunk him. And he rage baits Mario into doing so, and is thankful to him. You see, Bowser kind of has some character development. He has some growth. We both physically and metaphorically. And he wants to go find his son, because Mario and Luigi are talking about how his son was looking for him, and Bowser wasn't always a great father. So this kind of leads to some choices that Bowser makes to try to make amends for that. And his first, display of gratitude, the Queen Bee is going to imprison Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, and Bowser decides to go to prison work camp for them so they can get to the Gateway Galaxy to save Peach and, maybe make things right. Meanwhile, Peach and Toad get to the Gateway Galaxy. They find a little monkey. Is it named
Ukiki.
Ukiki? Is Ukiki from a game? Is that from Sunshine?
Mario 64 and a lot of the Mario Party games.
Stupid. Ukiki. Okay, I remember this part now.
Yeah. He steals Mario's hat in 64,
Yes.
which plays into what you're about to explain.
So Ukiki steals Toad's backpack after tricking Peach and Toad into thinking that he's helpless, and runs off into this warp zone of sorts where they chase him in, full of all kinds of bad guys. And this is where we get to a little casino area, where Wart is from Doki Doki Panic. So I'll leave it at that. I think that's the next big part of the movie.
Yeah.
I like Tiny Bowser.
Tiny Bowser's so funny. It's just pitch shifted voice Bowser.
I love those scenes when he's in the little castle and he'll be like painting 1 second and then he just
Trimming the
absolutely
bonsai.
loses it into just these blind rage, and it's just really funny to me.
Man, I would do that too if I shut the door on my tail.
Oh yeah,
Honestly, same, yeah.
I love that scene where he's like talking about melting this flesh off
Oh
of
yeah, he
Mario,
crushes the painting.
and then he was like, "Oh whoa, that's the old me coming out there."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a real monster if I don't get my 8 hours.
Yeah, that was so good.
Oh, man.
Oh, one thing, this is just me being dumb, I guess, but like I thought when I was watching the movie that the guy voicing Bowser Jr., I thought they just took Jack Black's voice and either he did a younger voice or they made it sound younger because they sounded similar to me. And so then when I found out that it was a different voice actor, I was like, wow, because this whole time I thought Jack Black
That's
was just
crazy.
voicing both of them. But
I thought the voice actor they picked for Bowser Jr. was like perfect. Like I feel like that is exactly how I think Bowser Jr. would sound.
Yeah, Benny Safdie. Yeah, he does a really good job.
Great job.
For sure. Another part of that whole fight scene too is at one point Luigi, for whatever reason, does the Falcon knee, the Captain
Oh, yeah.
Falcon knee to Bowser
Yeah.
Jr.'s skull, and then immediately he just stops and starts rubbing
Yeah.
his knee because in the first movie, one of his big hesitations from doing the whole parkour that Mario did to get to their big plumbing job was that, oh, I have bad knees, so
Oh
just
man,
a little subtle reference to that
dude,
first movie.
I
Man,
definitely didn't remember that. Man, you are a
Same
wealth of
here.
knowledge here.
This is truly why we have you on the show, Chandler. Thank
Hey,
you.
well,
Chandler should probably just take my spot on the podcast.
Yeah.
He'd
No.
probably have a lot
Hang
better
on.
gaming podcast.
Just talking about Mario. So I
let's
forgot
see.
what I was gonna say.
That's fine.
Man. Oh yeah, the Gateway Galaxy. We see a lot going on here. There's
Yeah.
characters
Been
galore.
very urbanized from Galaxy, by the way.
For sure.
Gateway Galaxy was not that big and industrialized in the games.
Very on par with Wreck-It Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this little warp zone type. That's what I'm going to call it, because that's what it is. It's a warp zone.
Yeah.
They're in this warp zone series of underground areas, and it looks very inconvenient to get from one building to another because of the floating platforms. And Toad somehow is jumping between all of them like no problem. He also
Well,
had
he
a
doesn't have the
novel.
backpack anymore, so.
Oh, that's true. If he had the backpack, well, how did he get out of there?
Oh, that's a good point. They don't show that.
Man. Dude, the casino is really cool. I like how they're playing. Was it one up girl from Mario Odyssey?
Yeah, Jump Up Superstar. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, the huge cameo for Mario Brothers 2 American release Doki
USA.
Doki Panic. We see Wart, and he's a crime lord. What are the little ninja guys called?
Casino Kingpin. Ninja.
Ninja. And then the bomb mouse. I don't know what he's
Mouser.
called. Mouser. That's a good one.
Right on the nose for both of those.
Yeah. And then Birdo,
I got you. Uh-huh.
who is a guy.
Which, again, that's the first thought I had when I was seeing Birdo in this movie was like, Will told me this is a guy. That is so hard to wrap my head around that thing's a guy.
Yeah. And the bow is part of its head canonically. So there's that. I also like how after Peach beats the heck out of Birdo, he falls over in the Family Guy death pose.
Yeah.
She's getting revenge on him for I said on one of the episodes, Chandler, that Birdo was my nemesis in Mario Kart Double Dash, and I hated it. So
Yeah.
pretty glad to see Birdo get beat up.
Yeah, it's definitely. If that's one of your goals in life, it definitely was fulfilled in that scene.
Yeah. Your wish has been granted.
Yeah.
Peach's
Which,
fighting
of course,
prowess crazy.
back then I thought he was Yoshi's girlfriend. So there you go.
Yeah, that's awkward.
Yeah, I had no idea.
How progressive of them.
Man.
Nintendo trans rights activists since 1990.
By accident. If Miyamoto knew this, he would never would have done that. Man, but yeah, it's common knowledge for the most part at this point, but Mario 2, when they were bringing it to the West, they thought it was too difficult. Nintendo America thought it'd be too difficult for American audiences. And we eventually got the Japanese version as the Lost Levels and Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo. But what we got in America is a reskin with Mario characters of a game called Doki Doki Panic. And that's why it's so different from Mario Bros. 1. And there's a lot going on here. Of course, Peach being in the scene, very intentional. And then having Wart, the big bad. I thought that was kind of cool. I also like how when he was talking, the bubbles made it hard for him to talk.
Yeah.
Thought that was funny.
They very much leaned into that a tribute from his fight in Mario 2 USA. Which, to add a little bit more context, yeah, from every remake after Mario 2, our version of Mario 2 was brought to the States. It was then henceforth referred to as Mario 2 USA.
Yeah.
With the Lost Levels taking the moniker of Mario 2 proper.
Yep. Yeah, and honestly, not a bad game. People goof on it. I do think it is weird, the turnips and everything, or radishes or whatever. I like how a radish made an appearance here.
Yep, the turnip made its
choking wart.
debut. Yeah, which
And
that's how you beat him in the game.
yeah.
You throw turnips into his mouth.
Yep. Well, he is hungry. So
Yeah.
hungry for justice. And he alerts Bowser Jr. what's going on. Or so he says. Because Peach and Toad kill everyone in the room. And also Peach is shown turning into a gigantic Peach with the mushroom. So that was interesting.
Toad becomes the penguin costume Toad as well.
That was all he's sliding around, knocking everyone over.
Yep.
But yeah, got this huge thing going on. I'm gonna move a little bit faster. I only got 20 minutes here, so I'm gonna brush over some stuff here on.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, eventually Bowser
down with too many references.
Bowser is actually saved by Bowser Jr. While he's at the bee place. Mario and Luigi meet up with Peach and Toad, with Yoshi, of course, and they find Fox McCloud, who's gonna take them to go find Rosalina. He warped into the wrong planet, and we get this so cool animation of the Star Fox team that I wish they'd make a cartoon series of. He was probably the highlight of the movie for me. And Glenn Powell as Star Fox is a perfect match. He did. We love Glenn Powell in this household. Yes.
Glenn Powell's so good. Please continue.
Anyways, they get into some hijinks, and then Bowser Jr., while they're in space, shoots them, turning Mario and Luigi into babies with the Super Scope. And I like how they did the Super Scope commercial thing where Bowser Jr. has it up to his face and has the light on it from the side view.
Yeah. Little sight on it.
Yeah, and he throws it out for some reason. He's like, "Oh, Bowser Dad, we have to fulfill the plan that you talked about, using a power of a princess and the planet destroying weapon to like rule the universe. And the crew that we're following crash lands on Dinosaur Island, has to escape a T-Rex and unbabify everyone, and Peach and Mario bond some more, and that's kind of where we're at there.
Yeah. I mean, you hit. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to mention, before they left Gateway Galaxy, we see Rob, the Super Famicom one.
I was fixing to say,
Not
you hit
Super
most of the
Famicom,
highlights, but yeah, Rob was like the information kiosk attendant at Gateway Galaxy.
They
I
did
thought
the
that was
Zootopia slow thing.
I was fixing to say that was a neat reference, but then they just had him do the, information services is slow joke.
All in all,
Yeah,
really
dude, I loved the Fox McCloud thing.
he's so
Yeah.
cool.
And like
Pikmin
you said,
Cameo too, by the way.
that animation scene, dude.
It's so
Oh, yeah.
At least make a whole movie or series out of that. That was awesome.
No,
And the
then
backing track, they didn't have to go that hard, but they did.
The backing track is awesome. I also liked, there was one scene, which I mean, they kind of just threw away a lot of Bowser's like so-called character development, but I liked that scene where he's like really conflicted on Bowser Jr.'s ship, and like I kind of like the scene where Bowser Jr. goes to him and it's like, oh, so they were your friends, and Bowser's clearly sad about it, but Bowser just gets like so enticed by everything that he had wanted previously is right there in front of him, and so he ends up going bad again. But I thought it was a cool scene anyway.
Yeah, I like the father-son bonding thing and the backstory where he's like, he has this very specific plan that he's telling Bowser Jr. with a puppet show, with like very, very specific details about the princess and what to build and what to call everything, and Bowser Jr. escapes boarding school and somehow secures a loan to build exactly that with a small army of Koopas. Like, it's pretty good. Pretty good for him.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of the foreshadowing that I mentioned earlier starts to pay off with Luigi is, maybe people don't change. Bowser tried to turn over a new leaf, tried to, rehabilitate himself, but
and he fell back into sin.
Junior comes along and he reverts right back to his old ways.
For all have fallen short of the glory of God.
Yeah, man.
Thus Bowser fell back into his old ways. Will Mario forgive him? Or will he kick him into some lava?
Well,
odds aren't looking great on that one.
Luigi's using the R-Wings broadcasting system to try to put out an SOS. He's like, what do you call Star
using
Fox?
As a ham radio.
Yeah, a hand radio, like a trucker. And the Lumas hear it, and they bring...
Because they also have a ham radio for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason. Conveniently, and it's tuned at the same time. And so they just bring the whole castle over. They're whatever.
Common observatory, but yes.
Observatory. And they're able to just use that as a ship to get to Planet Bowser. And Star Fox is piloting, Fox McCloud's piloting through it, destroying all the Mario 3 airships. And they break in, and they're trying to get to Rosalina, and they split up Mario and Peach, Yoshi and Luigi, and thus the next
and then
part
Toad
of
and Fox are still
on
flying
the ship,
around, distracting the flying armadas with the common observatory. Yeah,
and oh, dude, the next scene is really cool with Mario and Peach going through the Gauntlet. That's kind of like a Mario Maker thing. Oh yeah,
that's the one.
Bowser. Sorry, go ahead.
That's the one that I was gonna refer to earlier. Like, to me, that's probably my favorite scene of the whole movie, when they show it to you from the side like it's in the original NES game or whatever, and then
Yeah.
they move the camera all around and see it like go through the whole thing the way that it is in the movie, and then you get to see them go through it, kind of
Mhm.
transitioning back and forth between game and movie. And I was like, this is so cool because it really made it feel like that's what you're doing in the
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
but like that's the way it feels like as a kid, but you're seeing it, real. So I thought that scene was
Meet your maker.
Yeah, they leaned into it real heavy with the Mario Maker reference
I like
there.
the Bowser OS too. That's on the computer.
Yeah.
That was cute. They escape Bowser's Gauntlet, and Bowser Jr. are like, what happened? How'd they do that? They used Peach's parasol and bounced out of the lava. Well, they didn't touch the lava, but a bunch of bombs fell into it,
They
and they boosted them in the air without getting hit by shrapnel somehow.
they used the updraft.
Yeah, they used plot convenience to get out of that one.
Yeah.
And then they find Bowser, who is like irate at this point. He's on the bridge to get into the castle, and he's like, I didn't want to have to do this. I liked you for a bit, Mario, but like I care about my son more. And so he starts throwing axes. And Mario has this idea. He's like, what if I can chop the bridge and kill him? Didn't have any other ideas. That was the first thing that came to mind, was like, let's just put him in the lava. So he does that, just like in the game, just like Mario Brothers. And he locks Peach on the other side of the gate, so he can go fight Bowser Jr., I guess.
hmm And Bowser, who has now become Dry Bowser.
Yes. Crazy how that works. How he's just
Yeah.
immortal, right?
The flesh is gone, but the bones and the spirit remain.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so they start fighting Bowser Jr., Luigi and Yoshi show up, and they have power-ups.
hmm
I'm not familiar with any of these, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I didn't recognize a lot of them.
Okay. Quick rundown. The drill is from Wonder, the one that Mario took.
Mhm.
The Cloud Flower is from Galaxy and Galaxy 2. And Yoshi's fruit that turned him into a blimp is also from Galaxy 2.
Okay. That part was a mess. They were just doing whatever.
A little bit.
Um,
That was kind of where the just throw references as at the wall and hope it sticks
it
part
was still
kind of
really
kicked
fun
in.
though. I
Yeah.
like when
They had some good
Luigi
fight choreography.
gets control of the paintbrush and then paints Mr. Game & Watch because he's bad at drawing.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that was awesome.
The one thing that they could have added there to just be the cherry on top is the 9 when Game & Watch uses
Yes.
the hammer.
Oh,
That's all
man.
that scene needed was the 9.
That would have been so good.
I love when he hits Bowser and just has that huge explosion. Because, like you're saying, Chandler, like anybody who's played like Super Smash Brothers against somebody who's good with Mr. Game and Watch has experienced that where you just get
Mhm.
blown off the screen. It's just like
Yep.
such a good reference.
Yep.
Also, so Bowser gets defeated again.
Mhm.
Turns into a bunch of bones on the ground, and then Bowser Jr. paints. Is that the dragon from Odyssey at the end of the game?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
an interpretation of the dragon from Odyssey.
Got it.
Thing was
So
dope.
it just eats Bowser Jr. immediately.
Yeah, man, just
Mhm.
And Mario, being a good guy who just dipped Bowser into lava, he's like, he's had enough. Let me save his son. So he saves his son from the dragon.
Uses the power of the red star to save
Yeah.
Bowser Jr. Yeah,
Yeah, he turns into Supersonic and
pretty
saves
much.
Bowser Jr. And meanwhile, Peach gets hit by a 60-mile-per-hour piece of metal and is just fine. She's just tanking hits from this machine that Bowser Jr. has created as she falls through it.
The machine that's currently imprisoning and draining the power from
Yes.
Rosalina.
Yes, I have good observation. And there was a story. So Peach mysteriously remembers her past, that she was born of a star, and so was her sister, Rosalina.
Because kind of glossed over it, but in the segment where the Lumas pick them up from the dinosaur planet and they're on the Comet Observatory, she happens to wander into the library where the movie started, and the book that Rosalina was going to read is sitting there, and it happens to be the story of her and Peach, and the big reveal that they're sisters, and how they ended up getting separated when they were young.
Yes, and Rosalina sent her away for her safety, and the Toads raised her. And if they put their hands together, they can generate star power to their location.
Pretty much, yeah.
So she's trying to get Rosalina to put her hand on the glass so they could do that. And Rosalina's like being drained of energy and weak. And eventually they do break out by doing just that, putting their hands on the glass. And good reuniting moment for the two of them. And I'm gonna be honest, from this point we just kind of snowball into the ending of the movie.
Yeah. Fox does a sick drift with the Comet Observatory to come pick everybody up.
He does like a Warhammer like helicopter maneuver.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they all go back. The Lumas want to go see the Mushroom Kingdom and Peach's castle, and they get there, and the castle has died, as one of them says. Oh,
it's
Luigi
still on
said
the
that.
planet.
Yeah, so it's destroyed. So they Mario Maker style build a new one. And I kind of think there might be a new Mario Maker game with the Switch 2 having the mouse controls and everything too.
Yeah.
I think that might be in the cards. I don't know what you think.
It's very possible.
There are two Star Fox games in the cards, apparently. A Racer and a Star Fox.
They definitely packed it full of Mario Maker references for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, and they build a new castle. It's really nice. Peach smooches Mario. Yeah.
A la Super Mario World.
A little peck on the cheek.
Yeah, just a little.
But yeah, that was.
And that's pretty much it.
And then of course after the movie,
2 post credits.
Oh, what's up, Nathan?
I just said, and then there were 2 post credits.
Yeah, I was just gonna say post credits. So yeah.
Yeah, we get this really, really creepy scene of the blue star from the first movie, Luma, and it's a prison guard, and it's saying some really messed up things to Bowser and Bowser Jr. I'm really surprised that was in this movie, to be honest. It was really weird and off-putting.
Yeah, they definitely dialed it up from the first movie.
This is super out of character.
Well, supposedly that's the same really depressing Luma that was captured in the dungeon of the floating castle in the first movie.
I'm surprised that wasn't the first one, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah.
I just talking about the first movie one. I found that humorous, but that's because I'm an adult, and I just find it really weird that especially the second one, like you said, I think was even dialed up.
I feel like it would be scary for kids.
Like my niece talks about it and is like, which I haven't heard her talk about this one, but she like gets really fixated on death and all that kind of stuff because she's a little kid or whatever. But like she just like was talking about it the other day, and my sister's like telling her, "Hey, no one wants to see that," and it's just like maybe we shouldn't have put that type of humor in a movie for kids, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, anyway. Toddlers will walk up to you and look you dead in the eye and be like, "Hey, I see the ghost of a relative that I never met in my life because they died before I was born, and they're standing right next to you." Like,
Like they will genuinely ask you if you're ready to meet God.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
And the funny thing about that Luma too is, from what I've seen and heard about like foreign releases of the movie, especially the Japanese version,
Yeah.
they dialed it down a lot overseas.
What? That's surprising. I feel like the Japanese would love that.
Yeah. I don't know. For whatever reason, they dialed it back.
We also get a Daisy cameo where she
Punches Ukiki.
yeah, she punches Ukiki and doesn't say hi, I'm Daisy.
No, says nothing.
Says nothing.
They were like, we don't want to pay a voice actor for this.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Why would we
But
just
they
like-
paid Issa Rae to voice the queen bee that was on screen for like 5 minutes total.
wild.
Crazy.
But yeah, that was a Mario
I guess
Galaxy.
Daisy in the next movie.
No new movies. It's actually a Super Mario Strikers movie. It's a soccer film.
There is allegedly another Illumination Nintendo project already in the works for 2028.
The amount of money they've made on these two Mario movies, I mean, they're going to
It's
be
like
cranking them
nothing.
out. I would.
Oh yeah.
Nintendo hates money. Don't you know that?
I
Man,
don't know
I
that.
really hope it's a Star Fox project. I know it's not, but
Yeah.
one could only hope.
Also, I like that scene where Bowser, like Dry Bowser and Bowser Jr. are like collecting all his bones, and they're like laughing and joking and everything.
Go
and
get
it's
my
just,
foot,
like,
son.
really funny to me.
That
Yeah.
cracked me up. Man, such a good movie. I like it.
Yeah. Really solid, really entertaining.
Well, I think next time we could talk about maybe our hopes for the Switch too, like some games we hope to come out, some games we know about. You
Mhm.
think that'd be a good one for us?
Yes, we could do that.
All right, Chandler, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Any
man.
final
Yeah.
thoughts from anyone about the movie?
Give it a chance. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah,
just give it a chance.
pretty good stuff. All right.
I think Chandler really elevated our
Oh yeah, 100%.
critique here.
Glad to have
It's
been of
been a joy to
service.
have you
Thanks
here.
again for having me.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. One last thing, everyone. Out of 10, what is your rating for this movie?
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
I'm asking you, Nathan.
Oh, me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think for a second. I don't know. I mean, I feel like saying like a 6,
Mm.
but I feel like that makes it sound like it's not good. I enjoyed it. I just
6 is
wouldn't
good.
say it was like
It's better than
great.
average.
I think it's a pretty good rating. I'm closer to a 7 or an 8 myself, but
I think
I
I'm
also
somewhere between
get a little
7.2,
bit.
7.6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it more than a 6, between 6 and a 7.
Ooh.
Mm.
But Chandler, you're a mark for this kind of thing. Like you know, this is your thing.
Yeah, this
So
is my
if you like it, this is the piece of media, right?
Oh yeah, no, if you're a really invested Mario fan, like you play a lot of the games, you follow the series, then this is gonna be a really good, really solid movie for you. You're gonna really enjoy it.
Sweet. You heard it here first. Well,
Did
that'd
they
be-
though?
maybe. If anyone even
Yeah,
gets
maybe.
past the first 15 seconds other than Ryan, this message is for you.
Oh, I bet Ryan's already seen it. The kids have probably dragged him to it.
But our podcast,
Well, yeah, that too. But the
Man.
Mario movie.
I bet so. Well, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week when we hopefully talk about something else where our audio doesn't get destroyed. More on that next time.
Oh, knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Yeah, for sure. Well, see you around.
Yeah.